I visited the Provo Town Center Mall at 4:30 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I had to ask myself, why is this mall so dead? While all the others, like University Mall, are still thriving. These malls are in the same county with similar demographics, but wildly different results. In this video, I want to cover why the Provo Mall might be struggling with foot traffic, what can be done realistically about it, and what the actual future plans are for this place. The mall was bought in 2016 by Brixton Capital, a value-add retail investment firm. As I walked the entire property, I counted roughly 80 tenant spaces. 12 of them were vacant. The others included art studios, thrift stores, and gated-off sewing shops, and about 10 D&D or gaming stores. One of the first things I noticed was a lack of strong anchor tenants. Yes, they do have a Target. They also have a JCPenney and a Cinemark. But do those truly drive traffic anymore? Theatrical releases are trending down with a rise of streaming. Target is physically separated from the mall by a dividing wall. And let's be honest, when was the last time you went to JCPenney? Department store? No, that just sounds old. Thriving malls usually have at least one of three things: a strong retail anchor, such as a Nordstrom, Apple, H&M, or Zara; a food-driven anchor, such as a high-end dining cluster with a Cheesecake Factory level pull; or an experiential anchor, Topgolf, upgraded cinemas, or a high-end fitness studio. University Mall has clearer anchors and a strong tenant mix. Provo Town Center feels fragmented. There's no magnet tenant pulling cross traffic. 10 gaming stores isn't a coincidence. The whole mall feels like small operators who don't quite pull in foot traffic. There's no destination retail, no experiential punch, and no atmosphere. If your tenant base is largely hobby shops, art studios, and thrift stores, you likely have lower sales per square foot, lower base rents, fewer national marketing dollars, and less destination traffic. Right now, this mall sits between two identities. It's not upscale enough to compete with University Mall, and it's not fully repositioned as an entertainment or lifestyle center. It's a drifter. Now let's talk solutions, because I don't think this property is hopeless. First up is branding. Is this the community nerd culture capital of Utah County, or a modern experiential lifestyle center? Right now, it's unintentionally leaning towards option A. If that's the direction, lean in fully. I'm talking a major esports arena, monthly conventions, membership gaming lounges, cross-promotion between tenants, and themed event programming. Turn the concentration into a brand. But if the goal is a broader appeal, then introduce boutique fitness, a high-quality cafe or food hall, medical or aesthetic office users, a kids' activity anchor, gymnastics, STEM labs, climbing gyms, social entertainment such as pickleball or indoor golf simulators. And for the love of all that is good and holy, put in a giant playground in there. Do you know how hard it is to find free activities during the cold winter months in Utah? You put something big and free inside a mall, parents will come from all over the county. And when they're there, they spend money, or at least discover the tenants that you have in your facility. Destination-driven retail creates weekly recurring visits. Recurring visits increase lease stability. Stable leases increase valuation. Next is that empty corridors feel dead, even though the spaces around them are technically leased. The common areas should host seasonal markets, cosplay competitions, art walks, community fitness events, night markets, something that gives the mall a clear identity, so that when someone says, "Let's go to the mall," there's a reason. And people talk about free events on social media, which is essentially a built-in marketing plan. Now, retail alone may not be the long-term play. With the amount of land this mall sits on, it might be suited for something entirely different. Future options include mixed-use residential, on-access parking, partial demolition with an outdoor lifestyle plaza, medical office conversion, self-storage conversion, etc., etc. So let's talk about what's actually happening. Right now, Brixton Capital may be appearing to patch vacancies, but behind the curtain, they're working with PEG Development, which is a Provo-based real estate firm, on a full-scale redevelopment plan. Phase 1 of stabilization brought in Target. Target took over the former Dillard's building, about 135,000 square feet. But throwing a Target in there doesn't fix the enclosed mall model. The plan is to convert the traditional closed mall into an open-air mixed-use district. Instead of long interior corridors, think outdoor streets, plazas, gathering spaces, and walkable blocks. They're keeping the key anchors like Target, Cinemark, and JCPenney, but the interior footprint would be reconfigured and redesigned into a more urban layout. They argue that there's stronger demand for open-air retail. Personally, I'm not entirely convinced that's true during the winter. The real kicker comes to the proposed residential area. The proposal includes over 1,300 rental apartments, integrated into the property over multiple phases, plus approximately 80 townhomes where mobile homes currently sit. This transforms the site from a shopping center into a neighborhood, and retail becomes a ground floor amenity. Instead of relying solely on retail rent, you now have residential income, long-term land appreciation, and built-in day foot traffic. There are also plans for public outdoor plazas where the interior rotundas currently sit. This would include green space, improved walkability, and stronger street connectivity. It's transitioning into a live, work, play environment. The kind of place where you live upstairs, grab a coffee downstairs, walk into a movie, and attend events in the plaza. From a developer's perspective, this makes sense. This redevelopment isn't about saving a dying mall. It's about unlocking the land that's underneath it. Of course, none of this is complete yet. PEG development still needs to go through rezoning approvals, city coordination, and phasing. All of this takes time. So where do you think the Provo Mall will end up? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this, hit and like that subscribe button.